Well, hi again. This is Paul, the Genius Guy, and I'm going to talk with you today about a book that I got a number of years ago that has always been on my mind. And the book title is The Question Behind the Question by John Miller. This is a great book, and it reminds us about how important our internal dialogue is going on. The question behind the question might be something that you would think is talking about going out to other people, but it starts with inside. This book teaches that the quality of our lives, our leadership, and results are determined by the questions we ask ourselves. We ask ourselves. Instead of asking blame-filled, victim-based questions externally like, why is this happening to me? Or who dropped the ball? The question behind the question approach shifts us to personal accountability by asking better questions. What can I do here? How can I help? What can be learned from this? The book emphasizes that true leadership is not about authority, it's about ownership, responsibility, and eliminating excuses. By changing internal dialogue, individuals and organizations create stronger cultures, better results, and more empowered people. And that is so incredibly important today, and especially in this world where so many people are not engaged at work at some level. Personal accountability, the author says, is not a concept, it's a discipline of thinking. And the questions we ask ourselves determine whether we lead with ownership or live in blame by pointing our finger away. You know, the old thing about when you point your finger away, you're pointing three fingers back at yourself. So, a couple of talking points we'll talk about here briefly. Personal accountability starts internally. Accountability is not imposed, it's chosen moment by moment. Blame, excuses, and procrastination are habits of thinking, not circumstances. The most powerful shift is from what is happening, why is this happening, to what can I do here? And leadership begins the second you stop waiting for someone else to act. Leadership is about leading. Second, poor questions create poor results. Questions beginning with why, when, and who often lead to blame or delay. Victim thinking sounds logical, but it keeps it stuck. Asking why don't they removes ownership from ourselves. And organizations mirror the questions their people ask. So, what questions are your people asking? It's better to frame that and model that to your people. Number three, better questions lead to better outcomes. Question behind the question, questions begin with what or how, not who or why. They focus on action, not blame. They focus on self, not others. And they are anchored in the present moment, not the past. The trap of delay, blame, and victim thinking, when will someone fix this, is really procrastination disguised as patience. Who made this mistake? Blame disguised as accountability. Why does this always happen to me is a victim mindset. These questions feel justified, but they destroy progress and confidence in leadership, frankly. And the final question is leadership is ownership without title. Leadership is a title. Leadership starts with the person that you are, and you're looking in the mirror at him or her. Anyone can practice the question behind the question format. No titles required except you, YOU. Culture shifts when individuals change their questions. Teams become stronger when accountability replaces finger pointing. Ah, he did that. She did that. She didn't do that. He didn't do that. The best leaders model the question behind the question framework. They don't demand it, they model it. So, challenge question for you today and this week is, what is one situation in your life right now where you are asking blame based or delay based questions? And what would change if you replaced it with the question, what can I do right now to move this forward? It's a great concept. The conclusion here is that the question behind the question philosophy is simple, but not easy, as is so many things. It requires discipline, humility, and a willingness to look inward instead of outward. When practiced consistently, the question behind the question philosophy and format transforms not only how we lead, but how we live. The shift is small in words and massive in impact. From blame to ownership, from delay in action, from frustration to results. And it all starts with your words. It all starts with you having that internal dialogue. It'll all start with you so that you know who you are, where you are, what's going on. And when you go out and be accountable to yourself and to the organization, the blame game stops and the real action begins with, how can we fix this? That's a great story here. Appreciate you joining in today. My website is Wake Up Your Genius. I am called the Genius Guy because I talk about genius. What is your genius? Be happy to talk with you about that. Give me a call or get on my calendar. My email address is paul@wilsonabq.com. And again, that website is Wake Up Your Genius. I hope to see you on the other side. Call me if you'd like to know if we can work together. God bless you. Woo, doggies.